Hello, thank you so much for being here. If you've wondered how to use a VA to get some of that social media burden off your shoulders, then you're in the right place because that's what we're going to talk about this week. I'm Jackie Johnstone of JackieJohnstone.com, and I make social and digital simple in plain English so you can get on with reaching more people, making real connections, and changing more lives. I promised last week on my Facebook page that you were going to start seeing me on video more often, and that's because I bought a brand new webcam. And I asked you for your burning questions. Thank you so much for everyone that wrote in on that Facebook post. And if you have any questions, please just comment below or send me an email so I can add them to my list. But this week, I'm going to tackle a question from Sage. And Sage's question was, how can I use a VA to do some of my social media for me? And this is a fantastic question. And it's actually something that I get asked quite a bit and I haven't blogged about yet. So it's the perfect question to answer in this first video Q&A. So there's actually kind of three different steps or levels, ways that you can have a VA sort of help you with that, with your social media and with the task of doing your social media. I'm specifically going to talk about social media content in this video, not community management or customer service. So because the content and coming up with all the content and scheduling it and writing, scheduling and all that stuff, that takes a lot of time. And for a lot of people, that's, it's a big, like, every month, right? So the first way that you can, hand off some of this burden to a VA and get them to help you out is the implementation. So hopefully you're writing and scheduling your posts, a month at a time or 2 weeks at a time using the 4-pillar system because it makes it so much easier. If you don't know what the 4 pillars of great social media content is, no worries. I'll link it up right below this video. It's a free training and you can grab the 2 documents I'm going to talk about. Anyway, so hopefully you're using that system or something like it, and you're pre-writing a lot of your social media because this takes a huge burden off your shoulders knowing that that's done and you don't have to worry about it every day when you're busy in your business. So using the 4-pillar spreadsheet, you write the content in the spreadsheet under all of the different buckets. You write your Twitter post, your Facebook post, Google Plus, whatever. You link up an image in there, you maybe make a bit.ly link of what you want, to track, and then everything's ready to go so you can schedule it. So once it's in that spreadsheet and it's ready to be scheduled, that's a perfect time to hand it off to a VA. So that can save you several hours a month of just the actual copying and pasting, making sure the post looks good, it's got the right thumbnail, you upload the image, you upload the video, whatever. You can easily hand that off to a VA, and the 4-pillar spreadsheet system makes it super easy. The way that I've collaborated in that spreadsheet with somebody else who's doing the actual posting is that once things are ready, once things are posted, you can just gray it out so that I know and the VA knows exactly what's been posted and what hasn't. So that's step number 1 or level number 1, and that's the easiest thing to hand off right away. So go ahead and do that now if you've got a VA and you're looking to, to save some time. The second level is to actually get some help with the research and finding the content that you want to share, because that 4 pillars brainstorming guide that's part of the system is where you kind of keep your idea garden of all the places that you go to find inspiration and content when you're writing that month's worth of social media. So websites, blogs you read, Pinterest boards you love, Facebook pages you like, Twitter, people's Twitter accounts you like, anything that you're going to be able to use for inspiration. And you can start that document yourself and then hand it kind of over to a VA and say, here's kind of where I go to find to find great stuff. Can you do some of that research for me? So once they have an idea of your brand and the types of things that you like to share in all of the different pillars, they can go out and actually find ideas for you and leave, like, I think you might like this article, or this quote image might be great to share, and leave that information in the brainstorming guide under each of the 4 pillars so that you have like a pre-curated amount of content when you go to write. So that takes, another piece of the social media puzzle off your plate. So you've got the research done, you just do the writing, and then they do the scheduling. So that's level 2. So level 3, which is like the next level, is really handing over pretty much everything. So asking a VA to do the the writing for you. And this at this level, the 4-pillar spreadsheet actually makes it really easy, because I do not suggest that you just give somebody the keys to your social media channels and say, go for it, because the point of social media is people connecting to people. And you really, really, really want to keep that voice and your brand strong, and for people to feel like it's you, even if you're getting a little bit of help. And the best way to do that is to, first of all, have a really in-depth discussion using the brainstorming guide about where you get great content, what your voice sounds like, what words you should use, what words you shouldn't use, what kinds of things the audience really likes in all of those 4 pillars, so that your assistant has an idea of where to start. And then they go to work in that social content stockpile spreadsheet to actually write the stuff in all 4 of the pillars. And you just add an extra column in there for approvals. And so they write it, they find the image, they make it a bit.ly link, maybe they make an image, even a branded image in PicMonkey or Canva or something, and then you go in to approve it. So you can set up a workflow where, you know, they write 2 weeks worth of content, you approve it, and then they post it. But the approval process is really key, because you can go in and tweak it so it sounds like you, so it's in your voice, to make sure that the images look the way you want them to look and it's your brand, and to give the assistant feedback as well. So you can approve or not approve a post using that new column, and then leave notes next to it. This is super helpful. I do this type of writing for my VIP clients, which is a very small number, because it's really a lot of work to do this kind of, social media work for somebody else. And getting that feedback from the business owner about what is their voice or isn't their voice, and how on target the posts are or aren't, is key for the learning process and making sure that there's less tweaking that needs to happen the second time around. So I would definitely suggest that you build in that approvals process if you do hand over the writing piece of your social media. So in terms of your social media content, those are really the 3 levels of how you can get a VA or social media specialist to sort of take those things off your plate to give you more time. So just to recap, that's implementation, which is super easy, just actually doing the scheduling. You can save a few hours there a month for sure. The second is doing a little bit of research as well as the implementation. And this could save you many hours depending on how hard it is for you to find content to post. And the third level is actually doing the writing, and you're just going in and doing the tweaking, and then they're doing the scheduling. So it really takes your social media hands-on time to a minimum, but keeps your voice and your brand really, really present. I hope this has helped you if you are considering working with a VA on your social media. I would love to know how you work with your VA right now, if you do pass off a little bit of social media. So feel free to leave me a comment below. And again, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer, leave them in the comments.